Hey everyone, Alan from Wetpack. Right, we're going to do another flat and polish video today. It's got lots of names: sanding, mopping, flattening, polishing, all sorts of things, but they all basically do the same thing. They turn an orange peel finish into a dead smooth mirror finish, which is exactly what you want. Now, a lot of times you don't have to put all of that effort in because, frankly, new cars nowadays, the OEM paintwork, I'm shocking, utter shite. You know, pick up some new Audi, it's appalling. And I would, if I painted that car, I would be embarrassed. And that's the state of new cars today. So when you basically dip and then you gloss the cars, you're only looking at an OEM finish, which frankly is shocking anyway. So anyone can do it. But we want better than that. So we're going to turn this OEM-ish finish into a much better one. Now, like I said, we did a previous video with using an air DA and a little rotary. What we're going to do today is do it by hand and show you how easy it is just to do it by hand. If you don't need all that equipment. If you haven't got, for this to work, you need a compressor. If you haven't got a compressor, well, you can't use one of those. And you're not going to sand it with one of these because A, they're heavy. Even if you buy a super duper one, you still get backache. But if you do it by hand, granted it takes a little bit longer, it's a bit more effort, but it's way less chance of burning through. You've got a lot more control over it. You can see exactly where you're going, and you just don't burn through because you can see it a lot better. But we're going to show you all that lot anyway. We'll bring the camera in and we're going to do it. Now, the process we would use is, first of all, we use some 1500 wet and dry paper. Again, I use the 3M products because I've never had a problem with them. They're consistently good and they just do what they're supposed to do. They're a little bit more money, but generally if you go down to a shop and you buy a pack of sandpaper for £1, you end up using 10 packs because the grip just wears out straight away. Whereas you buy a decent pack of 1500 paper, you can pretty much do a whole car with 2 sheets. It's just a lot better. So we get the 1500 done. We follow that with the 3000 Trizact. We then follow that with a 6000 Trizact. It's then pretty much, it looks fine. We just hand polish it and that's it. It's a piece of cake. Like I said, it's a bit of a ball ache, but you've got a lot more control, a lot less chance of burning through. What you don't want to do is burn through. It's easy with paint because you can just mend that patch and blend it in. But with dip, if you go through and you catch it, it tears it, and suddenly you can't fix that. Not in the middle of a panel or a corner of an arch or any of that rubbish. You've got to redo that panel, which if you're doing a flat colour like this, it's not too bad. But if you're doing a chameleon or an exotic 3-stage pearl, you suddenly have to blend it into other panels. Absolute nightmare. Might as well just peel it and just do the car again. So we're going to go through this process, show you how easy it is, and then you can give it a go at that. Okay, 1500, here we go. Nice, even pressure. Ran around in circles, and it will slowly sand it flatter. You know if it's working because you'll hear it for a start, and you'll see the white milky liquid running down. We're only using plain water. Use a squeegee, dry it, check your progress. You can see we've taken a top off of most of it. There's still loads of spotting. That spotting is still the orange peel. If you look now where it's drying around the bottom, you can see the remnants of the old orange peel. But we're going to go through the rest of the panel here quick. It's all speeded up, of course, because it's like watching paint dry. Now remember, we're not going for a show car finish on this. We just want it to be basically OEM, or just slightly better than OEM. So all we're taking is kind of 90% of the orange peel away. It will still leave speckles in there, but you'll see all that in a minute as we go. Okay, so we finished with our 1500. What you should end up with is milky white sort of colour. It will feel nice and smooth, but it's lost all of its gloss. It's completely utterly matte, but a hazy kind of matte. Now, because we're going for just an OEM finish, we'll zoom in and show you this in a sec. There's still, you can see tiny pinpricks or dots of the shiny light. That's still a little bit of the orange peel in it. If you want a show finish, you keep sanding with a 1500 till it's completely smooth and you don't see it. But there's no need to do all that to that level, unless you want to, of course. I mean, it takes another 5 minutes, and that's it. So it's all dried up now, ready to go. Now what we're going to do now is hit it with, we're going to hit it with the 3000 Trizact. Straight in the same bucket of water. Now these are obviously round and they're Velcro and they're ready to stick to a DA, but we're not using a DA, we're just doing it by hand. So we're just going to crack on with 3000 now. So here we go with the 3000 Trizact. Now these discs themselves are pretty darn expensive, but you can do a whole car with one, maybe two of them. So you don't actually spend a lot on doing a whole car. Again, constantly drying it, checking your progress. Now if you look, once we dry this, all those little spots that we saw are pretty much gone. There you go, you can see it's all sanded nice and smooth now. And this is where we haven't done those little spots that we're on about. That's still some orange peel. Now you can carry on with a 1500 and get rid of all them, but because new cars aren't that great, there's no need to. There we go. So this is the left hand side of the panel, which we didn't do. I'll do that now. It basically should come out all nice and smooth. Not really have a shine to it, still a matte finish, but you'll see anyway. Okay, so that's now the Trizact 3000 done. As you can see, it's starting to come together now. It's still a matte finish, it's still really hazy, but it feels so nice and smooth. It's lovely. All of those little spots are near enough gone. We've got a few here, so we're just going to hit there again a bit. But we get the camera a bit closer up and you can see that it's coming together nicely now. So you can just see a few little spots we're on about. We're just going to hit that area again. Once you've done that, we'll show you that. Okay, so we'll just hit that with a 3000. As you can see, that's all fine now. It's a bit wet there still, but those spots are gone. Okay, time to hit it with the 6000. Again, the 6000 discs. These discs are pretty pricey. They work out, you know, £2 each or something. You can actually buy a lot of them, but a couple of them are going to do a whole car. So, you know, everything here that we're using, maybe a tenner. So it's not a huge cost, but it does make the car look so much better. Now with these 6000s, again, you can get right on the edges, and if you look around the arch there, you've got the lip between the flat bit and the arch. You can hit them fine without worrying about burning through, because they're not that aggressive. repeatedly dry it and check your progress. There we go. So if you look, that's got quite a bit of a shine to it now, and that's just sanded. There's no polish, no compound, no nothing, and that is already near on OEM or better finish. Here's a spray out card, and you can see we use that to check the patterns, make sure we get a nice crisp line. Okay, so we've done the 6,000 on it now. Next phase is the compound. Now, normally you'd use one of these, which to be honest does make life a lot easier. We've done all the sand and everything now, and because of the process we've used, it's pretty darn glossy. You hardly need to use the mop, so you can still burn through, but the risk is very limited because we haven't got to do a lot of effort on it. So, because of all the effort we put in previously. Now, the compound I always use, again, 3M, I usually stick to 3M stuff. I've never had a problem. There's many other out there, for eclairs, all sorts. Some people swear by that. I find there's not a lot of difference, but I've never had a problem with 3M stuff. And it's easily available, so that's what I use. So we're going to do part of this with a mop, and we're going to do part of it by hand, so you can see if there's much difference, if it's worth getting one of these. It's a lot more back breaking, obviously, doing it manually with a microfiber cloth. One of these, but we'll show you all both anyway. So, a bit of compound on your microfiber cloth, scrub it in, just polishing it. You're just doing it a bit harder than you would normally, and it brings it up lovely. It's a bit of effort, but you can do it without a mop, and to be honest, it doesn't look much different. Okay, so now we're going to do this part with the machine. Again, don't use a lot. Okay, so now you can see this is the bit we polished by hand. We've left that middle bit, and this is the bit we polished with the machine. Okay, so there's the panel. This is a bit polished by hand. So, camera there. And as we move across, there's the middle bit which we didn't do, and then this is the bit we did with the machine. Now, as you can see, there's not a huge difference between the machine and hand. Some of that is the lighting as well. Our spray out card. Right, there you go. You can see nice crisp lines on the boxes. See exactly the bit you didn't get to, or we didn't do rather. And we move it down to where we haven't polished yet. You can see it's still nice and clear. There's a lot of shadow there. But nowhere near. Right, we're going to carry on with this panel, take some pictures, show you. So here's some finished pictures. As you can see, you can read the tin clearly in the side of the car. Like I said, we were going for OEM or just a bit better than OEM. If you were doing a show finish, it would be even better than this. Just takes a bit more effort. But, you know, to do a whole car, you can do a whole car in a day. It's not the end of the world. I kind of budget on about an hour a panel. So this wing would take half hour, whereas the bonnet would take a bit longer than an hour. But if you budget on an hour a panel, you're looking at about 6-7 hours to do a whole car. There you go. Any questions? Fire us an email. See you next video.